Hey y'all, it's your girl. Let me stop. So I wanted to record a video. I'm trying to find where to go with my hands because I'm sitting at this awkward angle on my bed, but y'all gonna get what y'all gonna get. Today's March the 7th, the 8th, 2020. I had a full day at church, hence my church clothes. Then I had to go record a presentation for my class because we just about 2 classes away from this master's degree. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to give you all a little professional and regular money all in one and get this video out the way. You know me, I got to keep it 100. So what I want to talk about today is basically Black women in corporate America and transferring their skills to benefit them and it kind of being an overall strategy. So the first thing I wanted to address is imposter syndrome with us. I'm probably some Black men listening, so can only speak from the perspective of a Black woman, but I know that some problems that y'all face and that we face are the same. But Black women always getting labeled as or not being wanting to get labeled as the angry Black woman, I realize makes us downplay our skills. A lot of the times we don't feel like we belong when we actually have worked harder and belong more than some other people. Imposter syndrome really for me popped up when I started my master's program, and it was in a really challenging class and I was the only Black person. And though in high school I had been the only Black person before, my collegiate career, for those that don't know, was at a HBCU, one of the best ones. Shout out to Hampton, period. If any of you Howard people are watching, y'all special, whatever. But what was I saying? So the last time I was in a collegiate classroom, it was amongst people that looked like me. Like HBCUs, in my opinion, are the cream of the crop for Black people. So when I started this master's at 28, I was like, wait a minute. It crept in. Like, I don't belong here. What was I doing? What was I thinking? It showed up in me not necessarily wanting to speak up when I knew that I had the right answer. Just being really self-conscious. And I always knew that the devil was a liar, but I saw how much the devil was a liar when I started to speak on how I didn't feel like I belonged, when on paper it looked like I belonged and I should belong, but internally I didn't feel like I belonged. And even though I have a great village and I have great families and friends that support me, motivate me, promote me, it doesn't matter. All of those things don't matter if you don't believe that for yourself and you don't internalize it, because you show up as a different person. Like, I wasn't showing up as my best if I'm thinking that I don't belong here the whole entire time. And when I started speaking on it, a lot more people, women, I didn't like how that was looking. A lot more people, ooh, I'm back. A lot more women that I went to college with, that I grown up with, and all different backgrounds began to tell me like, yo, I thought I was the only one. I didn't think that my feelings were valid or whatever. So it's a couple points I want to bring up to help y'all. So take out the notes section in your phone or grab a piece of paper real quick. And this isn't, I'm not trying to convince you to start a business, to be an entrepreneur, but I think people should have more than one source of income. And I believe that Black women work too hard, period, for everybody else. And that it's time that we start making more opportunities, one for ourselves, and create other opportunities for people that look like us. So I'll say this. I've met a lot of Black women when trying to start their business as much as they hate their corporate job, their 9 to 5, they don't want to not admit, but they don't understand how that job that they hate, that they feel like might be beneath them or might not be their calling, how those skills, those things that you have learned are transferable. One of my favorite boss babes, Emily De La Cruz, started her business because she got laid off again for the second time. But she created her business around what she had been doing for corporate. And what that was building sales funnels that made money. So if you can make a whole lot of money for someone else, you can make money for yourself, one, or help your sister make money. And by sister, I mean like either your biological sister that got a business or, your kinfolk. But so one, the first thing I want you to do for all my ladies that work in corporate, that are trying to branch out on their own, even if it's full-time entrepreneurship or a side hustle or something, think of the things at your job that you do that have made your company money, that has helped them run smoothly. Like Black women, people come to us for everything. They come to us for nurturing. They come to us to get the job done, perspectives, vision, like they come to us. So one, I need you to make a list of everything that you have done for your company. If you can quantify how much money you have made them from a specific job function, you might want to go ahead and jot those things down. That honestly, taking a inventory of my skills and constantly reminding myself of them, one, gets the imposter syndrome out the way, because I look at what it is on paper, the things that don't fit on my 1-page resume, and it's like, no, I deserve to be here. The second thing that does is it opens up your mind to think of different ways that you can make money or help somebody else make money. I tell 2 friends in particular, Jelon and Jasmine, I can't wait till I can afford to hire them. And that's on that. Like, because they have skills. They have made these companies that have not valued them at all any money. And it's like, even if y'all don't work for me part-time, I can use some of what you do. I mean, if you only work for me part-time, I can still use you in some way, shape, or form. So make a list of how you've made companies money and how you have helped them progress and move forward. Think of things that are transferable. I was talking to a hairstylist, and she was considering, she was in between like moving shops. And if any of you are entrepreneurs out there, even with your job, some mornings you wake up and you want to quit, and you're like, do I really need this job today? So she was thinking about going back to an office job. And she was like, but I've been doing hair the past however many years. I don't really know what can I say? But it's like, yo, you've been a hairstylist. Like, that's customer service. That's education. That's attentiveness to detail, especially if you do the hair of Black women. So we have to start thinking really start thinking deep into what we do and how we do it, and how no one else can do it like us. Honestly. And sometimes, and this is just not I'm going to say sometimes it is a Black woman's problem, because that's who I'm mostly around. But just because it comes easy to us doesn't mean that people shouldn't pay us for it. Or just because it comes easy to you now doesn't mean that people don't have to pay for all the years and time that it took you to get to that point. So it's really important that you think about, and you make sure you're charging right. But most importantly, that you're thinking about the things that nobody can do like you do. Like, for instance, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, there's nobody like me that can motivate somebody, that can pull at their heartstrings to get them to say what they really feeling, what they really going through, and make them see the brighter picture and go towards it. It's something that I've done since I was younger, and I've just perfected it as I've gotten older because it's helpful in business. I do it in my personal life because it's just me, but I've learned how to transfer that skill into something that can make me money. So you can. For here's another and I'm saying it like go right here, but another example. I have a very good friend of mine that works in, she's a buyer for a retail company, a big one, and this is her second job at a big retail company as a buyer. Young Black woman, not even 30 yet, right? She at one point in time didn't understand how her skills and what she has done for these two large companies, that small business, retail businesses need this information, but they don't have access to this information. So literally what she does for these companies is something that she can turn around and make money off of because it comes naturally to her, and it's something that she's trained in. So sometimes as Black women, we don't want to give ourselves enough credit for what we've been through and what we do for people, and we don't validate ourselves with that. First, we don't validate ourselves to ourselves, and then when we don't validate ourselves to ourselves, it becomes harder to validate ourselves to people. So that's that point. And then my last point is passion and purpose. So there's a difference. Somebody, my good business coach and online friend, Maya Elias, said that your passion is about you and your purpose is for other people. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing it, but that's exactly how I feel. So my passion is really helping people. I love talking to people, inspiring people, helping people, hearing about their problems, trying to help them solve them. But my purpose is problem solving and figuring things out. My passion is just helping people. So my purpose, like, I have a passion for helping people. So that means I like feeding the homeless. I like mentoring kids in high school. What else do I do? I like helping people. Anything helping people. Giving money to homeless people, less fortunate, volunteer work, any of those things. That's my passion. I'm passionate about helping people. Shout out to my mom. But my purpose, how I get paid, my purpose in life, my purpose, and even outside of getting paid, because I use this skill of problem solving at my church as a trustee, and I'm not even, that's a unpaid position. But my purpose in life, God put me here to be a problem solver, to be the visionary that problem solves, like, period. But my passion and my purpose are very different. And sometimes, we know our passion, but we don't know our purpose. So once that was explained to me like that, that really helped. So just to recap some of the things for all my Black women in corporate, either struggling in corporate to stay motivated, to stay inspired, to stay fed, or for my corporate boss babes that are looking to start entrepreneurship. This is for my corporate boss babes who are full-fledged in entrepreneurship. This is for any Black woman looking to do something radical and change. I just want you to I'm just going to recap. These are the things that you must keep in mind. It's okay that you feel imposter syndrome sometimes, but you have to acknowledge it and you have to keep it moving. Okay? And understand that you aren't the only one that deals with imposter syndrome. Once I found that out, I was blown. I was like, oh, I'm going to keep talking about this. And I keep talking about it. And I was like, oh, okay, nope. We're not being bound up by this anymore if I have anything to do with it. So that's the first thing. We got to kill that imposter syndrome. period. The second thing is talk about and think about how much money you have made companies and corporations, how you have helped. And mind you, the beginning of the video, I was sitting up straight. Think about how much money, how much time, how much energy you have saved corporations that don't belong to you or anyone in your family. Take inventory of how you have helped these people, because one, that'll keep your value fresh up front in your mind when imposter syndrome creeps in. Two, you need to always have your skills at the front of your noggin, because if you don't like your job so much and you walk into another opportunity, you have to know how to pitch yourself, people. And like I said, if you're looking to make that jump in entrepreneurship, or you don't know how you can jump or where you can jump, identifying how you have made companies money and tangible results you have gotten for other people is the first way of getting yourself out or in a situation. Okay. Then the third thing, what did I say? Oh, everything is transferable. Everything, every skill that you have can be transferred to something else. So think about those things and think about how they can be transferred. And then the last thing was passion and purpose. Find the difference between the two and keep going. One is for you, one is for other people. Next week, March 14th, I'm doing a webinar for about 45 minutes to an hour, and we are going to discuss the 3 pillars of a strategy, how to know when to implement a strategy, an easy way, or the kind of the easy framework I use to figure out a strategy regardless of where I'm at in business or in life, or whether it's a financial issue in business, a creative issue, an innovative issue, a systems issue, whatever the issue is, it works. Like I said, whatever the issue is. You can sign up. You must sign up. The website is www.imaniinspires.com/webinar. It's Saturday, March 14th at noon. I see y'all then, and I'm gonna have some videos for y'all this week because we get into the money this year, all 2020, and we're gonna get making these.